You've probably noticed it more than once. You fill your cat's bowl, place it down gently, and step back. But your cat just sits there, staring, waiting, watching you. And the second you walk out of the room, you hear it. That soft, familiar crunch of kibble, that quiet lapping of water, that little ceramic clink of the bowl shifting on the floor. You come back in, and half the food is gone. At first, it felt kind of funny, maybe even a little cute. You laugh and think, what a weirdo. Why wouldn't you just eat in front of me? But then it happens again, and again. And soon you start to wonder if something is actually wrong. Is your cat scared of you? Is your cat sick? Did you do something to upset them? Take a deep breath. Because what you're about to learn will completely change the way you see your cat's eating habits. What looks like a simple quirk is actually one of the most fascinating and misunderstood behaviors in the entire feline world. And the real reason behind it is not what most owners think. Most people get this completely backwards. They think their cat is being shy or picky or dramatic. But the truth is far more surprising. Some of the reasons are sweet, some are a little sad, and one of them, if you're not paying attention, could actually be a warning sign that something bigger is going on. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why your cat refuses to eat while you're watching. You'll know when it's harmless. You'll know when it's a cry for help. And you'll know exactly what to do to make your cat feel safer, calmer, and more loved at mealtime. So before you assume your cat is just being strange, stay with me, because what your cat is really trying to tell you might just melt your heart a little. Eating is one of the most vulnerable things a cat can do. And that single sentence right there unlocks almost everything you're about to learn today. Because when you understand how deeply eating is tied to a cat's sense of safety, memory, and instinct, suddenly every strange little habit starts to make sense. We're going to walk through the real reasons your cat waits until you're gone before touching the food. The shy eaters, the private eaters, the nervous eaters, and the cats who might genuinely need a little help. By the end, you'll be reading your cat like a book. Let's start with the reason that catches almost every owner off guard. Most people think cats are confident little hunters, fearless, sneaky, independent, and in a lot of ways, they are. So it makes no sense that a small, safe house cat in a warm home with a full bowl of food would act like eating is a dangerous activity. But here's the reality. Even though cats are hunters, they still have deep instincts that make them cautious while eating. In the wild, cats hunt smaller animals, but they can also be hunted by bigger ones. Owls, foxes, coyotes, larger cats. Your fluffy little friend on the couch carries thousands of years of instinct telling them the same thing every day. When you eat, you are exposed. When you eat, you cannot watch your surroundings. When you eat, you are at risk. Chewing takes attention. Swallowing takes attention. Looking down at the bowl means looking away from the world. And to a cat, looking away from the world for even a few seconds can feel unsafe. Think of it like this. Imagine trying to eat a bowl of soup while standing in the middle of a busy street. You'd want to eat fast. You'd want a wall behind you. You'd want to keep looking around. That's how your cat feels every single time they lower their head into that bowl. So what do? Nothing dramatic. Just place the food bowl somewhere your cat can eat with their back to a wall or a corner. Somewhere quiet. Somewhere with a clear view of the room. Somewhere they don't feel cornered by foot traffic. That one tiny change can turn a nervous eater into a relaxed one almost overnight. And here's a little insight worth remembering. Cats often prefer eating spots where they can see the exits. Not because they're planning to run, but because knowing the exits exist makes them feel calm enough to stay. If you ignore this instinct, your cat may start eating too fast, throwing up right after meals, or skipping food altogether. None of that is stubbornness. It's stress. And stress at the food bowl is one of the sneakiest problems in cat care. But instinct is only one piece. What happens the moment you enter the room is a whole different layer. Most owners think, my cat loves me, so my cat should feel safest when I'm around. And in most situations, that's absolutely true. Your cat sleeps near you. Your cat rubs against you. Your cat follows you from room to room like a tiny furry shadow. So logically, mealtime should feel even better when you're standing right there. But cats don't experience closeness the way we do. And here's where it gets interesting. To your cat, you are not just a person. You are a giant, unpredictable, powerful creature who controls everything in their world. You open the doors, you turn on the lights, you move the furniture. You appear and disappear without warning. From a cat's point of view, you are basically a very kind, very confusing weather system. So when you hover over the food bowl, your cat's brain doesn't just see my human. It sees movement, shadows, shifting weight, eyes looking down at them. And in cat language, direct staring from a larger creature is not friendly. It's threatening. Even when it comes from someone they love. Picture it like this. Imagine sitting down for dinner and someone you love just stands 2 feet away, staring at your plate the entire time. You wouldn't feel unsafe exactly, but you'd feel weird. You'd probably eat faster, or wait for them to leave. That's exactly what your cat is doing. Some cats may feel safer eating when their trusted human is nearby, while others clearly prefer privacy. It depends on personality, history, and how comfortable they are with attention during vulnerable moments. The fix here is simple, but it works like magic. Set the food down, then just walk away. Don't watch. Don't hover. Don't linger. Give your cat about 10 to 15 feet of space. If you want to be nearby, sit on the couch, look at your phone, or turn your body sideways. Cats read side-facing body language as calm and non-threatening. Here's a detail most people miss. Cats often eat better when their humans are in the room but not looking directly at the bowl. That's why so many cats will happily munch away while you're washing dishes or scrolling on your phone. They want you close. They just don't want your full attention on their most vulnerable moment. If you keep hovering, though, it can backfire. Some cats start associating mealtime with pressure. And a cat who feels pressured to eat is a cat who slowly starts eating less. That's how picky eating habits are accidentally created by the most loving owners in the world. But there's another layer to this, because eating, for a cat, is not just a task, it's a ritual. And most rituals are meant to be done alone. Most people think cats are social creatures like dogs. And to be fair, cats have become more social over thousands of years of living with humans. But there's a huge part of their nature that hasn't changed at all, and it hides quietly under the surface. Here's the reality. Cats are what scientists call solitary hunters. Unlike wolves or lions who hunt in groups, wild cats hunt alone. They stalk alone. They pounce alone. And most importantly, they eat alone. For your cat, eating is a private ritual. It's not a social event. It's not a dinner party. It's a quiet moment of focus, similar to how you might feel if you were reading a really good book. You wouldn't want someone standing over your shoulder. You'd want peace. So when your cat waits for you to leave before eating, sometimes they're simply saying, "This is my quiet time. Thank you. See you later." Picture it like this. The food bowl becomes a tiny meditation room. The moment you step out, your cat lights the candles, closes the door, and finally exhales. That's how private mealtime can feel to them. Some cats do enjoy company at the bowl, especially cats who grew up with humans around during feeding as kittens. But many others carry their solitary instincts more strongly. Neither is wrong. It's just personality. So what do? Respect the ritual. Give your cat a quiet corner. Feed them at consistent times. Reduce loud noises during meals. Turn off the blender. Lower the TV. Keep other pets away. And most importantly, don't feel offended by their need for space. It's not personal. It's biological. If you have more than one cat, feeding them in separate rooms or at least on opposite sides of a room can massively reduce mealtime anxiety. Many cats in multi-cat homes develop stronger privacy habits because they've had to protect their food from siblings their whole life. Now here's the warning. If you ignore this need for privacy, some cats will start guarding their food. That means growling at the bowl, swatting at other pets, or even avoiding meals when the house feels too busy. And once that habit starts, it's very hard to undo. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Now here's the warning. If you ignore this need for privacy, some cats will start guarding their food. That means growling at the bowl, swatting at other pets, or even avoiding meals when the house feels too busy. And once that habit starts, it's very hard to undo. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Because sometimes the reason your cat won't eat in front of you has nothing to do with you, or instinct, or privacy at all. Sometimes it's the bowl itself. Most people think, if my cat won't eat in front of me, it must be because of me. And that guilt hits hard. You start wondering if you're too loud, too tall, too fast, too something. But here's the truth that will honestly take a huge weight off your shoulders. Sometimes it has nothing to do with you. It has to do with the bowl. Yes, the bowl. Many cats dislike narrow or deep bowls because their whiskers constantly touch the sides. Cat whiskers are extremely sensitive, and that constant brushing against a bowl's edges can feel annoying or overstimulating. Not painful exactly, but uncomfortable. Like wearing a scratchy sweater during dinner. So your cat sits by the bowl, stares at the food, waits, and the moment you leave, they'll paw the food out onto the floor to eat it. Ever seen that? That's not weird. That's not naughty. That's your cat solving a problem you didn't know existed. Imagine trying to eat cereal from a coffee mug. You could do it, but you'd hate it. That's what a narrow bowl can feel like to a whisker-sensitive cat. The fix is beautifully simple. Switch to a shallow, wide dish. Something more like a small plate than a deep bowl. Ceramic or stainless steel is best. Plastic can hold on to smells and even irritate their chin. Within days, you may see your cat eating faster, calmer, and more openly. But the bowl is only part of the story. The environment around it matters just as much. Cats can hear frequencies almost twice as high as humans. They can smell things we can't even detect. They can feel tiny vibrations through the floor. So the world around the food bowl might be far more stressful than you realize. The hum of the refrigerator, the buzz of the dishwasher, the clicking of the heater turning on, the vibration of the washing machine 2 rooms away, the scent of a cleaning spray from yesterday, the distant bark of a dog outside. Any of these can turn a peaceful meal into a stressful event. Also, cats hate eating right next to their water bowl. In the wild, they instinctively separate food and water because water near food can mean contamination. If your cat's food and water are touching, try moving the water a few feet away. Many cats suddenly become better eaters from this one change. So create a quiet zone for meals. A calm corner. A steady routine. A soft mat under the bowl to reduce sound. Avoid spraying cleaners or perfumes near the feeding area. Keep the food location away from noisy appliances. Small changes like this can transform your cat's entire relationship with food. Cats deeply love predictability. If meal times happen at the same times every day, in the same location, with the same low-key energy, their whole nervous system starts to relax. Some cats will even come running before mealtime, tail up, once they trust the pattern. But if your cat has been avoiding food for more than a day or two, don't just blame the bowl. Because sometimes the reason your cat won't eat in front of you is much more serious. And that brings us to the part every owner needs to hear. Most people think a cat who eats when no one's watching is just being quirky. And usually, that's exactly right. But there's one situation where this behavior is not cute at all. And it's the one you have to know about because it can protect your cat's health. Here's the reality. Cats are hardwired to hide weakness. In the wild, showing weakness makes you a target. So when a cat feels sick, in pain, or off, they don't cry. They don't complain. They don't tell you. Instead, they disappear. They become quiet. They eat in secret. Or they stop eating altogether. So if your cat used to eat happily in front of you, and suddenly they only eat when you leave the room, something may have changed on the inside. Dental pain, an upset stomach, nausea, kidney issues, sore gums, a hairball problem. Any of these can make eating feel awful. And instead of showing you, your cat tries to hide it. Think about it this way. It's like a person who's not feeling well but doesn't want their family to worry, so they eat quietly in the kitchen when no one's looking. Cats do the same, only they can't tell us why. Here's what to do. Pay attention to the pattern. Is your cat eating less overall? Is your cat losing weight? Is your cat drooling? Is your cat chewing on one side of the mouth? Is your cat's coat looking dull? Is your cat hiding more than usual? These are the real red flags. If you notice any of them, it's time to call your vet. Not to panic, just to check. Something important to know. Cats can lose a dangerous amount of weight in just a few days of not eating properly. Their bodies aren't built to handle fasting the way dogs or humans are. A condition called hepatic lipidosis or fatty liver disease can develop in as little as 2 to 3 days of not eating. That's why early attention matters so much. The warning here is simple. Never ignore a sudden change in eating habits. If your cat used to eat proudly in front of you and now only eats in secret, it's not always shyness. Sometimes it's a whisper. And that whisper deserves to be heard. But most of the time, thankfully, it's not medical at all. Most of the time, it's something much gentler. Something almost beautiful. Most people think their cat sees them as a roommate, a food dispenser, a warm couch with legs. But research on cat behavior tells a very different story, and it's beautiful. Here's the reality. Cats form deep, lasting attachments to their humans. Researchers at Oregon State University have shown that most cats display something called a secure attachment to their owners, similar to the bond babies form with their parents. That means your cat isn't just tolerating you. Your cat trusts you. Your cat sees you as their safe base in a very big, very confusing world. So when your cat waits for you to leave the room before eating, sometimes they're not avoiding you at all. Some cats may simply feel more relaxed when their trusted human is nearby without hovering. Others feel so comfortable around you that they'd rather sit with you than eat. They enjoy your company more than the food itself. Think of it like this. It's like a friend who sits with you for hours, drinking their coffee slowly, because being near you is more valuable than finishing the drink. Your cat is doing the feline version of that. So what do you do with this? Just cherish it. Talk to them softly. Blink slowly at them. Sit near them in peaceful silence. These tiny moments build a bond that lasts a lifetime. And the more secure your cat feels, the more openly they'll eventually eat around you in their own time. Slow blinking is often called the cat kiss. When you slowly close your eyes at your cat and gently open them again, you're telling them, in their own language, I trust you. I feel safe with you. Many cats will blink back. And when they do, you're officially speaking cat. The only warning here is this. Don't rush the trust. Don't test it. Don't try to force your cat to eat while you watch just to prove they're comfortable. Trust is not something you demand. It's something you earn slowly, gently, and consistently. By now, you've probably realized something powerful. Your cat's refusal to eat in front of you isn't one thing. It's a mix of instinct, personality, environment, history, health, and love. It's a language your cat has been speaking your entire relationship, and today you finally learned how to read it. Sometimes it's the ancient instinct whispering, watch your back. Sometimes it's the quiet joy of a solitary ritual. Sometimes it's whisker sensitivity, or noise, or an uncomfortable bowl. Sometimes it's a health concern hiding under the fur. And sometimes it's the sweetest reason of all, a bond so strong that your cat would rather spend time with you than eat. The most important thing to remember is this: your cat is not broken. Your cat is not weird. Your cat is not rejecting you. Your cat is communicating. And now you know how to listen. Small changes make a huge difference. Move the bowl to a calm, safe corner. Switch to a wide, shallow dish. Give them privacy at mealtime. Reduce nearby noise. Keep the routine steady. Sit near them without staring. And most of all, watch for the real warning signs like weight loss, hiding, or sudden changes in appetite. Those are the times to check in with a trusted vet. The fact that you watched this far tells me something really lovely about you. You didn't just search for a quick answer. You wanted to understand. You wanted to see the world through your cat's eyes. And that alone makes you the kind of pet owner every cat dreams of having. Now here's my question for you. What's the sweetest or strangest thing your cat does at mealtime? Do they knock the food onto the floor? Do they wait until the exact same minute every day? Do they meow at you until you leave the room like a tiny food critic? Share your story in the comments. I read them, and honestly, cat people have the funniest stories on the internet. And if this helped you see your cat in a new way, consider subscribing. Every week, we go deeper into the little mysteries of cats and dogs, the ones no one else takes the time to explain. Because the more you understand your pet, the closer you two become. And that bond is worth everything. I'll see you in the next one.